So welcome to the Virtual Reality and Vision Science Symposium. I wanted to say some quick introductory remarks before we get started with the actual talks, just to get us primed and get a sense of what we're going to be doing for the next 2 hours. So just talk a little bit about the motivation for why to have this symposium. One of the goals of vision science, in my opinion, is to understand how we perceive and navigate in a fully dynamic, three-dimensional world. And so virtual and augmented reality is one of the new exciting tools to answer that question. What we'll see in the talks that are going to come up is that it will be able to address questions that were previously difficult or even impossible to answer. And it also ultimately may provide technologies or treatments for people who have visual deficits. So now, probably most of us know what virtual or augmented reality is, but I just wanted to give you a little sample and also get you excited for demo night, where we're actually going to show some of these demos. And so this is just an advertisement to come to demo night and check it out for yourself. So this is one of the things that Karen Schloss and I, who are organizing this symposium, are working on. This is happening at UW-Madison. So we're using virtual reality to help with neuroscience instruction. And so virtual reality, really, its goal is to present sensory cues to stimulate an observer's presence in a virtual environment. And so in this case, this is an observer moving through a virtual brain and actually exploring that brain with the hope that that will help them in understanding what the connections are inside a virtual brain. Now we can do a similar thing in augmented reality, and this is work that we're doing in collaboration with Meta Company, who also will be speaking here. So instead of actually putting the observer in an entire virtual environment, we can bring the virtual object to them in their real environment. So now we have the same brain, and we're presenting this virtual stimulus in the real world. And so these are things that you'll be able to see when you come to demo night. So now I just briefly want to outline the goals of this symposium. As you've noticed, some of the speakers are not speakers that you've commonly seen at VSS. So we're hoping to bring together, we're actually bringing together speakers from academia and industry with a couple of goals in mind. So we want to provide some examples of new scientific discoveries that have been enabled by VR and AR technology. And we also want to discuss recent and forthcoming advances in the technology that will hopefully inform us as vision researchers about things that are going to be possible that have not been possible so far. And so together, we hope that this will identify new avenues of inquiry by starting a dialogue or continuing a dialogue with people in industry and people in vision science. All right, so now I'm just going to do a little bit of logistics. So we'll have 5 talks. Each of these talks will be 20 minutes, which will be 17 minutes of the talk, and then 3 minutes of questions. Those 3 minutes of questions will hopefully be for that talk specifically, because at the end we'll have a panel where all of the symposium speakers will attend, and they'll be joined by Benham Bastani at Google as well. And there, hopefully, we'll address more general questions of interest to the community. That will be the last 15 minutes, so that will be at 6:45. We'll start the panel. So now I'm just going to give you a brief overview of the speakers. So first, we'll have Jacqueline Fulvio presenting from the University of Wisconsin. And she'll be talking about the importance of visual feedback when learning to rely on VR-based cues. After that, Robin Held, who's at Microsoft, is going to be talking about the perceptual issues that arise when mixing real and virtual content. Following that, we're going to have Emily Cooper at Dartmouth College. Emily, in her talk, will be considering individual differences in the design of AR and VR displays. After that, we'll have Stefano Baldassi at Meta, and he'll be talking about how vision science can benefit AR and how AR can benefit the vision science community. And then last but not least, we'll have David Lupke at NVIDIA, and he'll be trying to outline some questions that hopefully, or outline some answers needed from the vision science community to guide the trade-offs in the design of optics, display, and rendering algorithms in VR and AR. And so without much further ado, let's have our first speaker, Jackie Fulvio, up here for the first talk. Thank you.